Yo, what is up, y'all? UFC Fight Night, Steve Garcia versus David Onama just happened, and I'm going to be giving my review and my thoughts about this whole entire card. Also, happy late Halloween. Hope you guys had a really good Halloween. And, man, let's just get into this card, man, because overall, really, I'm just going to talk about Steve Garcia and David. This fight was so good, bro. Because I had Steve Garcia winning this. I had him winning in the second round KO. I thought Onama would show something. Seriously, I didn't expect him to really just be this. I don't really know. I think Garcia, whenever he hit him pretty hard, and Onama was very hurt, visibly hurt. I think the shot was just very powerful. If I'm right, it was a straight, or no, it was an overhand. If I'm right, I'm not too sure. Didn't get to rewatch the fight because ESPN wants to be a little asshole to me and crash every time I open the app. So. Steve Garcia, though, I mean, dude, he is just a killer. He is a killer, bro. This guy, 6-fight win streak right now, or 7 now. I think it's 6, actually, or no, it's 7. Yeah, it's a 7-fight win streak now. 6 of those being KOs. I mean, this dude is just a killer, bro. In all, the pressure, what he brings every single time, the beginning of the round. I mean, he saw that Onama was showing no threat, and he just went completely on the gas, just really trying to hurt Onama. I wouldn't even really say on the gas. I'll say Garcia was probably going about 50% of what he usually does when he's trying to finish you. Onama just, once again, really didn't show anything. And I'm going to keep it real. I did not have Onama winning this fight at all. Seriously, I did not have him having any sort of, besides the grappling, I thought maybe Onama could probably get a takedown in like he did in the Giga fight. And maybe, do something with that. I also thought maybe he could hurt Garcia. I mean, Garcia, looking back on his previous fights, maybe not the Cater one, but, his other fights where he got KOs and stuff, he gets hit like he does. It happens. There was a moment, I'm pretty sure, one of the strikes that Onama landed was a solid jab, if I'm right. And it was a pretty good jab, but, I mean, that was the only thing that he really landed. It was. I mean, I don't even know what the other thing he landed. A leg kick. I think it was an inside leg kick, too, but I'm not sure. But yeah, looking back on Garcia's fight with Cater, I thought that, maybe not the best fight. It actually was a pretty solid fight. I guess on Cater's side, though, he didn't have that great of a performance, though. But Garcia able to knock down Cater. David Onama went to, in my opinion, with the Giga and Onama fight, I think if Giga just had some takedown defense, he would have won that fight. Just not a really good win for Onama. I mean, it is a ranked opponent, but I just thought, when this was going to happen, bro, Garcia's going to win. I mean, there is all you got to do is watch the Landwehr fight. Nate Landwehr versus Onama, great fucking fight, don't get me wrong, man. But if you just give any sort of pressure to Onama, he really has no answer. If you control the fight on the feet, even on the ground, man, Onama he has no answer. He kind of just, I don't really want to say he gives up. I feel like it's a little too harsh. Because I don't know. I think, once again, he just took a really hard shot. And yeah, he just couldn't recover well. I mean, it was really weird, seriously, because he just was covering up the whole time. I mean, Garcia was coming in, pretty sure he came in with I think it was just an overhand, hurt Onama, pushing him up against the cage. And then I think he threw a hook. It was a lead hook, and Onama dropped. No, it was an uppercut, because he started landing those uppercuts. He started going jab, lead uppercut. That dropped Onama. That was really crazy to fucking see. And then, of course, when Onama really goes down and Steve Garcia starts putting those ground punches in, Onama even trying to, I guess, protest that stoppage, which I don't know how you do, I don't know how you protest it. Onama showed nothing. I know it was the first round, but I mean, still, dude, and Garcia's reach, I thought that was going to play a part, and it did, man. It seriously did. He is his length is weird, bro. He's like the Kevin Durant of featherweight. It's just a lengthy ass fucking fighter. It's weird. But yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised it honestly ended this fucking early. Seriously, I thought Onama could show something, but didn't really happen. It was a good fucking fight. Good finish. I mean, good finish more than a good fight, I guess. But still, it was a good fight. Whatever. Moving on to the next fight, though, because we're going to go through this whole entire card. I got to get my review. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ante Delija. Man, I made my Tom Aspinall video, and I don't have anything to say about the video, because how I feel is I think at the end of the day, if you can't fucking see, you got eye poke. It is your choice at the end of the day if you want to continue to fight. If you don't, I just think how this situation turned out, bro. This is really bad for Tom, bro. He's getting fucking cooked without a doubt. I was checking Twitter. He was getting fucking cooked, bro. Tom Aspinall could take notes. Like, bro, I mean, it's funny. I can't even lie. It really is. So, but, Ante, like, I'm going to keep it real. I thought he was going to win this fight. I thought he was going to get the knockout. I really did. Bro, like, how good is Waldo Cortez Acosta? He's fucking good, bro. Like, I'm just going to keep it real. Like, I ain't even trying to, he had a board fest with Palpovich, and who else did he fight? Didn't he fight, like, Derek Lewis, and it was pretty dog shit? I don't even know. I really can't tell you any of his fights besides the Palpovich one, and that one was really, really bad. But Delija, I can't even talk about the fight, bro, because the only momentum that when it got good was when Delija eye-poked Cortez. So they're fucking fighting, and I don't even remember. They get this exchange, and fucking Delija, he swats his hand out, it swipes, the pinky of Delija swipes fucking Acosta's eye. I don't even think it swipes. I think it actually goes in his eye. Pretty nasty, I'm not going to lie. Costa starts covering up his eye. Delija just starts landing, hooks, trying to end the fight. Mark Smith comes in. He waves it off. It looks like he ended the fight, but it wasn't like that. It was like a Dan Miragliotta, Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frevola type situation. So they go to this, if Cortez, he wants to continue, but if he can't, then it's going to go to a no contest. Which is fine. I mean, I didn't see that really as that bad of an idea if they were going to do a no contest. I mean, I could definitely see this being an accidental eye poke, but then again, with reffing, especially on this card, there's been some good reffing, and with Herb Dean talking about November 4th and shit, where they're going to do a meeting and all this ref stuff, it seems like reffing's probably going to change. It's probably not going to be hey, it's accidental, it's intentional, that shit does not matter. If you commit this foul, you are getting a point deducted, or any of that shit. I don't really know. I just thought the reffing in this fight was handled very well. It wasn't like a Weidman and Silva fight, but Acosta, he manages to get his eye, it was still fucked up, seriously, but he continues, he does it, they're ready to fight, and pretty much what happens is they get into this little exchange. Ante throws a jab. It's a pretty good jab too. It thuds, it's like a thudding jab, and it rocks fucking Acosta's head back, and Acosta counters with an overhand, just fucking terrifying, just sad. I don't even know, man. It was just really sad. I can't even lie, because Delija, I don't agree. I'm not trying to even bring up Tom Aspinall, but I don't agree with the fact that him and Aspinall, they don't want to fight each other. So I think for the better, this is what should have happened, because I just think it's kind of stupid. I'm gonna keep it real. If you're in the same division, you being the champ, you got a friend, it doesn't matter. You guys got to fight. Depending on what the matchmakers say. I'm not saying Delija was in anywhere near a title contention, especially with this fight. But I don't fucking know, man. I mean, it sucks, but it's whatever. He just took out Tibera. I feel like when you take out Tibera, you prove that you are a top heavyweight, even though the top of heavyweights aren't that fucking great, but still, you're not at the Tibera, Spivak level. So whatever. This fight was pretty cool. Acosta got the finish. He said he wasn't a pussy. He was like, I'm not no, he was like, what did he say? I'm not pussy. That's what he said. I'm not pussy, or whatever the fuck. It was pretty dope. So pretty good knockout too, because I was literally not, my girlfriend was fucking saying that, what happens if he gets the knockout now after, wanting to continue and stuff. And I was like, this dude does not get fucking knockouts, bro. And then literally 10 seconds after she said that, bro, this motherfucker gets the knockout, bro. So, it fucking happens. It happens. And I don't even know, man. Whatever fucking fight, for real. Sucks Delija got knocked the fuck out, but whatever. Moving on to the next fight, we got Jeremiah Wells versus Thimba. I don't even know if that's his name, bro. Garimbo. Listen, this was a semi-successful hate watch. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Garimbo, especially after his recent post, I didn't really know about the scam allegations, but it seems like it's not really, it's seeming like they're pretty true right now. So, anyways, besides all that fucking controversy, we talking about some damn fights. This fight, I mean, really, I feel like Garimbo, he did really well in the beginning. That was really it. The first round, that was really solid, where he got some takedowns. Pretty sure he got a hip toss in there. Most of the takedowns that he got were coming from the first round. Even the second round too, but I also thought that Jeremiah Wells, he kind of got used to it. He started landing his own takedowns, started to land a little bit more. He landed a really nice lead hook on Garimbo. I'm pretty sure it was like an exchange between the two where Garimbo was like coming in with a 1-2. Jeremiah Wells comes in with like, I'm pretty sure it was a 1-2-3, but he may have added an uppercut. I'm not sure. But it was pretty nice. That was like maybe one of the most significant things that happened in the fight. Pretty much everything else was just Jeremiah Wells getting a takedown, Garimbo getting a takedown, you know, them getting control. Jeremiah Wells just got the better in the later halves of the round. Like the late, I would say the late second, because Garimbo started to slow down with his cardio. He just started to look a lot more slower in his pace, and then Jeremiah Wells took over. It's also insane the dude's 39 years old. It was a pretty solid fight. It wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, you know, whatever type of fight belongs in the Apex. That's what I'll say about it. Moving on to the next fight, we got Isaac Dungary. Fuck, like I say their names and then I fuck it up. Like I know their names and then I fuck it up whenever I'm doing it whenever I'm recording this shit. So we got Isaac I don't even want to say his name, bro. Deglani. I don't give a fuck, bro. We got Isaac versus Yadir Davali. This fight, I mean, overall, you know, I'm just gonna keep it real. This boy, Yadir, I mean, he just controlled the whole fucking fight. Isaac didn't really do much at all. You know, cool prospects. I mean, I don't really know. Valeri, he was able to get that rear naked choke. It was really nasty. It's really what, like, I can really talk about the fight. Valeri was, or Valley. I don't even know what the fuck to call these people, bro. Like, seriously, bro. But Valley was able to get the back of, oh my fucking God. This is such a fucking pain. This is a pain in the ass, bro. He gets the back of Isaac. He's able to get a rear naked choke in. He's trying to sink it in. Isaac does really well fighting the hands. Like, seriously, he does not want to fucking get submitted at all. He's losing his goddamn mind. Like, seriously, foaming out the mouth. I'm pretty sure Valley switches from gable grip to fucking going behind the head. Like, he does it a couple times. It's super nasty choke. Like I said, I mean, you got Dolgarian just fucking foaming out the goddamn mouth. Like, it was just a sick fucking submission, and it was overall a pretty good fight. I mean, good finish. I wouldn't say it was a good fight, but I had a good finish. It's a good fight. You can't, like, come on, you know. Moving on to the next fight, though, we got Charles Rockkick versus Daniel Frunza. Charles Rockkick pretty much just wrestled his way through this whole fight. I mean, he landed really nice ground and pound shots, landed some good elbows. Really made sure that Daniel could not get away from him, not being able to get up at all. Did really well getting the back of Daniel, especially in that first round. Later down the line, I'm pretty sure in the second and third, he also had his back in that third round. Later in the third, he gets that rear naked choke. Fuzal, I mean, he didn't really, Daniel didn't really show much. Like, I'm just going to keep it real. He just pretty much, like I said, he just got wrestled. It was basically like one fight that we're going to be getting into, Rowe versus Coe, where it just, you know, was a very grapple dominant performance, one-sided as well. Very dominant. You know, once again, Charles Rockkick took like no damage at all in this fight. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had like a cut under his eye, but no damage. Pretty solid performance by him. In a nasty rear naked choke. I'm not gonna lie, we got a lot of submissions on this card. It was really nice to, you know, from 321, all that whole card just not really being that good, kind of underwhelming. Just very much like mid, not good. And then, you know, we're back in the fucking Apex. Everyone shits on Apex cards. You know, I even shit on them. I don't think they're that entertaining. But, you know, when you have a fight like this, I think Garcia versus Onama, that's like a perfect Apex card. And it performed well. I'm going to keep it real. We had a lot of finishes, a lot of decent fights. There was probably, I think, only one fight that I really didn't like on this card, and we'll get to it soon. But moving on to the next fight, we got Alan Nascimento versus Cody Durden. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I had Cody Durden winning this fight, but, you know, he took the punishment from Van and Ochoa, and he is just broke, bro. Like, I hate to say it, but Durden is just, I don't know, man. It really sucks. I really thought, you know, with the activity as well, I know that he has taken some damage, and he's lost on a 2-fight win or losing streak, now a 3. I thought Durden could do something. He was showing that in the first round, really, against Nascimento. I think Nascimento, he just, you know, being inactive, only having 4 fights, you know, before this fight, obviously 4 fights, being in the UFC since 2018, or like 2019. I don't remember. They were talking about it, though. It was really fucking crazy, bro. Nascimento, though, the beginning of the round, I mean, Durden, he's just popping that jab. He's getting some good shots in. Nascimento just looks very nervous. You know, you could see that in the beginning of the round. But I think that second round really started, he got comfortable. Durden still popping that jab, but it was just nothing too damaging. I'm pretty sure, if I'm right, Allen was able to land like a lead hook that hurt Durden pretty solid. Durden, I think that's what happens. He gets hurt and then he goes for a takedown, but I'm not sure. He may have, I don't remember, but I know Cody Durden, god damn, Cody Durden gets hurt and shoots for a takedown. Nascimento, he's able to get that anaconda choke, really nasty fucking choke. Cody Durden, he tries to jump over, try to go to the other side. I think he kind of, because he was on the top of, or my bad, Nascimento was on top of him. So Durden was trying to get the top position, try to get this north-south position and maybe get out of the choke, but he kind of made it worse for himself. Tapping. Really sad to see. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest fan of Cody Durden. I kind of think he's a little bit of an ass, but, veteran of the flyweight division. He beat Charles Johnson. I don't really know what else to fucking say. So, but 3-fight losing streak. I don't really know what else is for Cody Durden. So he looked good in that first round. I'm not going to say that he's completely washed, but against a dude that isn't that active. I mean, that. Come on, man. But Nascimento looked good. I'm going to keep it real. His striking didn't really look the best. It didn't look all that great. Just very awkward, kind of. Not, I wouldn't really say awkward, but, just nervous. Like, he really did not want to, fuck up, it seemed like. And he didn't. I'm going to keep it real. I feel like most of the shots that he took, he was, that Durden was, landing on him. Nascimento took him very well. Wasn't really damaging. I'd say Durden was the one that was taking damage. But, overall, it was a pretty solid fight between the two. So, moving on, we got... Well, now we're in the prelims now, moving out of the main card into the prelims now. We got Billy Alekana versus Kevin Christian. This fight was, because it ended in the first fucking round. I can't really say much about it. I mean, Kevin Christian, he's 6, I don't want to say it, but if I'm right, you know what number I'm about to say. But, Kevin Christian, tall fucking guy. I thought he could win this fight. I mean, I don't know. He kind of looks like Jamal Hill, like a skinnier Jamal Hill. He fights at light heavyweight, so I think it's a fine comparison. Did really well landing those leg kicks. There was a huge fucking, there was just swelling coming from the top of Alekana's shin, just absolutely brutal. Christian does nothing though after that, and once he sees the swelling, I think he just gets grossed out, and then he just completely gives up on cutting the fucking, or not cutting, but chopping the wood, chopping the leg. And Alekana, whatever the hell, Billy, basically just gets a right hand. He gets a right hook, and he fucking flushes that shit onto Kevin's chin. Kevin goes down. I'm like, oh, fuck, the fight's over. Kevin's not out, though. He's, he recovers, but, Alekana is able to get the back of Christian, flatten him out, get a rear naked choke in. Before this fight, though, but before the finish and stuff, which is actually something I want to talk about because it was all I want to talk about the reffing and stuff. Chris Ditoni gave a warning. It wasn't like a crazy warning, but he gave a warning to Kevin Christian for fingers, saying that you need to be like this or this if you're trying to push away from attacks or whatever the fuck. Or not like this, which I thought was really cool. Refs, that is something really dope, especially because, Herb Dean talking about that fucking November 4th meeting. I don't know, y'all. I don't know about that November 4th meeting, though. Them motherfuckers, man, they about to be in that group, dog. Shit, maybe shooting dice or something, bro, and talking about some fucking eye pokes. I mean, shit's gonna get real on November 4th, bro, but it was pretty cool seeing that. But Chris Ditoni, Ditoni, whatever the fuck, fucks it up completely because when Alekana is able to flatten out Christian, get his back, gets a rear naked choke in, Christian is fucking tapping. He's his right, it was his right arm, if I'm right. His right arm was caught up on Alekana's leg, Alekana hooked it. Christian starts tapping on the floor. He taps 20 times, but Chris isn't looking at all. He wasn't looking at his hands. He was looking to see if Christian is out, which he does go out. He kind of went out a little too long. I mean, he fucking tapped. Sucks that happened to him. Really nasty fucking choke. I mean, god damn, dude. Just sad. Seriously, bro. Bro did not deserve that. He tapped so many times just to fucking go out like that. I don't know. It was a really good. It was a good finish though, and it was a good knockdown, a good shot, a good right hook. I'm pretty sure it was a counter. It just fucking drops him, bro. Really, really fucking nice from Billy Alekana. Moving on to the next fight, Timmy Kwamba versus Chang Ho Lee. This is my fight of the night. This was a really good fight between two prospects. Timmy Kwamba in the early rounds got taken down. Well, he didn't get taken down, but Chang Ho Lee was able to get the back of Timmy Kwamba, while standing. So Chang Ho Lee had really good positioning and control, getting some ground, or not ground shots, but getting some. I have to call them ground punches. I don't give a fuck. They may be standing, but he's got his back. He had a body triangle. Majority of the majority of that first round, Chang Ho Lee is just controlling. So I guess you could give that round to him. The second round, Chang Ho Lee does well too, but I think Timmy Kwamba, man, he just started getting so many shots through. Very significant. I wouldn't say they were hurting Chang Ho Lee at all, but I just think, because you look at the stats, but because Kwamba did take damage. I don't know why the stats don't show him. He took damage, especially to his face and shit. Bloody nose. He had a swelling. I think he even had a cut too. But that second and third round, I mean, he was landing so much more significantly. I think it's mainly because he didn't have any output in the first round, so that second and third was really when he got to shine. While Chang Ho Lee had a lot of ground and pound shots. And of course, getting takedowns, didn't get all of them. Kwamba was even able to get his own takedown. I'm pretty sure in that third round he was able to reverse position because Chang Ho Lee got his back, was able to reverse position, stay there for the remainder of the round. Land pretty good shots. I'm trying to think, because it was the second round where Kwamba, he was doing really well. I think he was landing uppercuts on Chang Ho Lee, because Chang Ho Lee would always shoot, and he would shoot very late and with his chin down. So Kwamba would land a lot of good hooks, uppercuts. I mean, because Chang Ho Lee was basically just trying to get him to the ground. Didn't really work the whole entire time. Kwamba most of the time did kind of reverse and held his own. Really good fight between two prospects, seriously. I thought the decision was fine. I don't think anyone really called it a robbery, but good fight between two prospects, Fashowskis. Moving on to the next fighter, or the next fight, we got my boy Dante Johnson versus Cedricus Dumas. But Dante Johnson, man, if you guys don't know, I watched his fight on the Dana White Contender Series. I reviewed it. I forgot which week it was. If I'm right, it was I think it was week 6, or it was 4. I think it was 6. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was week 6. He got a minute KO, I think, 30-second KO. It was pretty cool KO. Forgot the guy's name. It's something Abbey, I'm pretty sure. Left hook KO. So Dante Johnson, he fought that, and he fought at heavyweight. He beat that dude at heavyweight. So this was a middleweight fight. This was a little different. Fighting Cedric Dumas, 6'2" versus Dante Johnson, who's 5'8". I was like, wow, man, middleweight. All right, dude, let's see how this goes. And I'm gonna keep it real. He held his own. He honestly, in my opinion, is a mini Cormier, bro. For real, this dude, didn't expect him to be a wrestler, but, in the beginning of the fight, Dumas, he plays it smart, showing that experience. He decides to try to take it to the ground. Johnson does well defending, able to get a takedown of his own, scooping up Dumas, dropping him to the ground. I'm pretty sure there was a moment where they were able to stand up, and Dante Johnson, he was able to land a rear uppercut to the head of Dumas. It was pretty damaging. Then landed another takedown. Basically, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Dante Johnson just pretty much took this motherfucker down. Didn't really do much with it. The second round start, he went for another takedown. He got it, and then he was able to get this one. It looked like an anaconda choke, but they said, it says guillotine. But he was able to get the top. It was the top backside, left backside of Dumas, and then get his right arm under the neck, under Dumas's fucking neck. And then Dumas is literally tapping already. He already wants to tap. It's just one fucking arm under the neck. It's not even cranked or anything. Dumas already wants to tap. It looks sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. It looked a little iffy, for real. But Dumas, I hate to say it, but he's got more felonies than UFC wins. I just had to put that out there, bro. Twitter, they're demons, bro. They're 100% demons. So, good fight, though. Great debut by Johnson. I think Johnson is going to be pretty good in the middleweight division, especially with being smaller. Because I think, with him being small, he could probably cause a problem, man. Look at Volk, bro. Look at Volk in that featherweight division. Small dude. Look at Ilya. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Dante Johnson can be a champ by any means, but, if his wrestling is pretty good, I mean, Dumas isn't good at all. I'm just going to keep it real. But Dante Johnson, he showed levels, especially for being 7-0, and this being his debut. Really fucking good. Really good finish. All of his wins come by knockout and now one submission. So, Really good finish by Dante Johnson. Moving on to the next fight, Caitlin Vieira versus Norma Dumont. Now, I'm not going to lie. Whenever I first watched this fight, whenever I was watching it live, I thought this was a robbery. I thought this was a robbery. I'm not going to lie. It was a split decision, though, so I'm going to keep it real split decisions. Like, you can't really call robberies. I feel like, yeah, you can make an argument, but overall, Dumont, she did land a lot more. And I'm not going to lie, in that first, second, even third, she was landing. I just thought when Vieira did get those takedowns, of course, she didn't do anything significant with them. She just had a lot of control time, which I appreciate. That's why, that I'm not calling a robbery, because I appreciate the fact that UFC, these judges weren't scoring it off of, because the commentators were talking about Bisping and shit, we're talking about how significant the takedown is, and it's not significant. Seriously, a takedown is only significant if there's a sub attempt or any sort of damage from ground and pound shots, just any sort of damage that is visible and significant. Then that's when a takedown really becomes significant. You don't win a round just because you take somebody down and you control them on the ground. It's pretty fucking dumb to do that. I'm glad that the UFC is starting to change that. For real, I'm really glad that we're looking in a different direction, especially with, how Volkov and Almeida went. Almeida just getting those takedowns, Volkov not stuffing them, getting taken down, but he landed the more better shot, significant shot, so he won the fight, even though Almeida controlled the majority of the fight. But he did nothing. So Vera, though, the first round, she didn't really look all that bad. She was able to get Dumont to the ground and then get an arm triangle. She was mounted, I'm pretty sure. It was pretty risky. It looked tight too, but Dumont did well defending. Second round, Dumont pretty much just doing well on the feet. And then, towards the later second half of that round, Vera gets another takedown, gets her down. Or maybe she doesn't, because I remember the third round she got a takedown. Or am I tripping? No, I think they were clinched. My bad. I think they were cage clinched, and that's pretty much how the third round ended. I don't really know. Good fight. I'm glad Dumont she won. She's in title contention now. I don't really know if she's gonna fight I don't know. I liked what she said about Ronda Rousey. Saying that she gets smoked, which is 100% real. I may not like the bantamweight division, but Ronda Rousey can talk all that. She can run away for a couple years and then talk shit whenever she comes back. But in all, you kind of just tarnished your legacy by being a complete asshole. So shout out Dumont. She's based. And she got a good performance. She had a good fucking performance. So did Vera. Nothing against her. Yeah, I really have nothing else to say about this fight. So moving on to the next fight, Alice Ardolina versus God, Montserrat Conijo Ruiz. Just a slugfest. Wasn't really much. Ruiz, she did really well in the 30 seconds of the first round. She did pretty well. She was landing 1-2. This fight kind of reminded me a lot of John Jaroga versus Dern. Just really nice exchanges between the two. Not crazy to the point where it's they're gonna get knocked out, but it's just nice. It's something good to see. It's like a reward. That's kind of what I think about this fight, especially because the one we're gonna get into after, God, I just wasn't really that big of a fan of. But at least she did really well, just with her size. This fight really made me realize that we need an atom weight class, and honestly I want to make a video where I'll talk about UFC weight classes that we need, even though it's kind of gonna be satire, but I feel like for the most part people don't take my fucking video satire, so who fucking knows. But at least she controlled most of the fight. There wasn't really much of grappling between the two. Ruiz really did try to take it to the ground, but didn't really work, so she kind of just was, I would say, a punching bag for this fight. I mean, she was just eating a 1-2 a lot. Towards the end of the third round, Ardolina, she starts landing these elbows, just super nasty fucking elbows. Honestly surprised Ruiz didn't go down at least once. She took a lot of shots, a lot of damage too. Both of them really did. It was a pretty solid fight between the two. Solid scrap. I mean, it was in my opinion, usual WMMA fight. It's either going to be boring as shit or they're actually going to scrap it out. It may not be the most interesting scrap, but I mean, hey, bro, at least it's something. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to both of them. Ardolina got the win. So, moving on to the next fight, we got Phil Rowe versus Siokiero Ko. Okay. Really, I have nothing to say about Rowe, or I have nothing to say about Ko. He did what he did. He got the job done. Dominant performance. It's really all on Rowe. What the fuck was this performance, big dog? I mean, seriously, you showed just no no signs of getting better throughout the fight. You just gave up every single time. Every time there was a takedown, Rowe just completely accepted bottom position, just accepted every position that he was put in, bro. I mean, I really, like I said, I have nothing to say about this fight. It was not good. Like, for real, dominant for Ko. MMA Guru, I don't fucking know why I'm even mentioning him, but it's because of Oban Elliott, I guess, because, he's trying to make Oban look good, and Ko got this against Philip Rowe. But, I mean, Philip Rowe is whatever, bro. Like, I'm going to keep it real. This wasn't a good fight, bro. This was a really just snooze fest, boring ass fight. And just there was no signs of adversity at all, just pure dominance from Ko. So that's all I got to say. Moving on to the last fight of the night, we got Talita Alencar versus Ariana, I don't fucking know, man. Carnelossi. This was a good opener. I thought this was a pretty good opener. This is some short ass bitches, bro. They stubby as fuck. They buff as fuck. They were kind of scary, especially this Carnelossi bitch. But yeah, they went out there. Alencar, she during the second round, she looked a little bit gassed, but she managed to. I guess she didn't manage to knock down Alencar, but she did hurt her. How did that not count as a knockdown? I don't know. But Alencar she landed a overhand. She landed an overhand on Carnelossi, and then landed it was an overhand, then it was a lead uppercut, then she clinched up and landed a knee right to the face of Carnelossi, dropped her. Don't know why it wasn't a knockdown, but that's what happened in the second round. Don't really remember. There wasn't anything too much significant. I think she got the back of Carnelossi. Then, tried to get a submission. She almost had the rear naked choke. Didn't work. Fight. Because there was I think 10 seconds left, if I'm right. There was 10 seconds left when she got that rear naked choke put in. And then Carnelossi just, let it happen. She was fine. And then that third round, basically Alencar was just able to get her down again, get that rear naked choke, and actually submit her. Yeah, that was the end of the fight. Really good fight. I mean, overall, this whole card, it was a pretty good card, especially compared to UFC 321. If I could give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 7 or 8. Seriously, it was a really solid card. Wouldn't say it was the most interesting, but I think at the same time, there's a lot of finishes on this fight, so this card just goes. You're not really just sitting and dealing with fucking decision fights that are just back and forth. Most of the decision fights on this card were either dominant or back and forth. Really showed adversity between the two. So it was pretty interesting. It was a really good card. You got to see Dante Johnson winning his debut, especially against a solid contender. Probably not the best, but Timmy Kwamba, big fan of him now ever since this fight, especially Lee. Both dudes just went out there hard on their fucking sleeve, just fucking warrior mentality. Really, really dope shit between the two. Billy Elakana, Kevin Christian, good submission, terrible reffing. I don't really give a fuck. Let me go back down. Kalen Vieira, Dumont, glad Dumont won. Ardalina, once again, decision fight, but it was an adversity fight between the two. Rowe, Ko, I don't even know if I already mentioned it, but fucking dog shit. So now we can go back up. Nascimento Durden. Nascimento super inactive, but it's cool that he got this win, especially against a decent fighter in Cody Durden, even though he's a little bit, fallen off. Charles Radkick versus Daniel Fernandes. Decent win. I mean, Charles, I wouldn't say decent win, dominant win for Charles Radkick, but it's against a decent opponent. I mean, it's nothing great. Definitely not going to get Charles Radkick a rank anytime soon. Isaac Dolgarian versus Yadier Del Valle. Really good submission, nasty fucking rear naked choke. Once again, Dolgarian was fucking foaming out the damn mouth, really nasty. Jeremiah Wells, 39 years old. I really have nothing to say about Garumbo, but Jeremiah Wells, 39 years old, gets that fucking finish. He called out Michael Chiesa. Decent fight, unk-ass fight. I mean, I don't really know. Waldo Cortez Acosta, Ante Delija, versus Ante Delija. Acosta shows that, he's here to stay. He's here to be one of the contenders for the belt. Got a really good knockout over a pretty good prospect. I don't really care. I'm not going to lie. I know he only beat Tibera, but, to knock him out, especially Cortez to knock him out, I got much respect. So, yeah. Steve Garcia versus David Onama, really good fight, or really good finish for Steve Garcia. Just very, very dominant. Always just fucking pushing forward, pressuring, getting those shots in, bro. He is just such a good fighter. He called out Max Holloway. Terrible fucking call out, by the way. I don't I don't mean to like shit on Garcia for his win and stuff, but man, just really not that good of a call out in my opinion. Should have called out like Arnold Allen, hell, even like Brian Ortega. I don't fucking know. Yair Rodriguez, like that would have been a little bit better. You're a featherweight, dog. You don't want to go to lightweight. I'm pretty sure you got knocked out at lightweight, dog. That's what made you go to featherweight. So I don't know. I could be wrong about that though. Overall though, like I said, I think really how I feel about this card, I'd probably give it like a 7. Hell, I mean, maybe even a 6. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I know I went from an 8, but I think an 8's a little too high. But I'll probably say a 7. This is where I feel a very solid 7. This was a really good card, very good finishes. Let me know what you guys thought about this card. Let me know what you guys thought about Steve Garcia's fucking win. Let me know what you guys thought about Cortez's fucking knockout over Elijah. Let me know just because to let me know. You know what I'm saying? You guys have a good rest of y'all's night, and yeah, I'll see you.